When Kylie first came to me, she couldn't even look at herself in the mirror. She was trapped in a cycle of yo-yo dieting, and that left her feeling frustrated and exhausted. After years of jumping between restriction and inconsistent habits, she felt lost. Now, after just a few months working with me, she's completely changed her outlook. She's confidently looking forward to buying swimsuits for an upcoming cruise, has completely transformed her relationship with food, and has the energy to pursue her dream of becoming a yoga teacher. Hey, I'm Sompi Harmetz, and I'm a fitness and nutrition coach for geeks and gamers. I help them lose 10 to 20 pounds in 6 months without giving up their hobbies or the foods that they love. What makes my approach different is that I have a system that works with your lifestyle, not against it. As a cosplayer, gamer, and former competitive bodybuilder, I understand how to level up your fitness while still having time for campaigns, late night raids, and convention weekends. My three-phase approach allows you to optimize your nutrition, lose fat, and equip you with the skills to maintain your progress long term. Today, I'm excited to share Kylie's incredible journey with you. She's going to talk about her struggles with self image that went all the way back to her childhood, how she tried everything from extreme restriction to intuitive eating without success, and the specific mindset shifts that helped her break free from this cycle. If you have ever felt frustrated with your health journey or believe that being a nerd means you can't also be fit and confident, this conversation is especially for you. Awesome. So, what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Kylie. I live in Las Vegas, but I'm originally from Florida.
Awesome. And what were you struggling with before we worked together?
Yeah, basically everything but sleep. I was really struggling with self-image. I really couldn't even look in mirrors. I was just like, I would and I do a lot of yoga. And so a lot of the times they'll be like, okay, now like make eye contact with yourself in the mirror. And I'd be like, let me look just slightly above myself. And so I definitely was not happy with what I was seeing in the mirror. I was really struggling with yo-yo dieting and I went from, really restrictive calorie counting to then I was like, okay, that's not working. So let's do intuitive eating. And then that didn't work either. And it was just kind of a lot of jumping around and not really staying
Mhm.
consistent with one thing. And yeah, just kind of lost. I'm somebody that does really well with a checklist, which is why I feel like this program works so well for me. And I just didn't have anybody providing me with that checklist. So I was just kind of like flying blind.
Yeah. How long do you think you struggled with kind of like that consistency and trying different extremes?
Years,
Years.
years. Yeah. So in college, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this under control. And
Mhm.
then I did it the most unhealthy way possible. And I barely ate. I exercised like crazy.
Mhm.
I was working out basically like 5 days a week and just like not nourishing my body at all. And then it's basically just been like up and down since then. So, I
Mhm.
gained that weight back after losing it. And then, you know, graduated college, got into a really stressful job, and then just kind of that went out the window. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's time to get married. And I was like, okay, well, let's go super restrictive again.
Mm.
So it's been kind of just like up, down for at least 6, 7 years, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what specific problems or challenges were you looking for help when you first started talking to me? I remember we started talking around when you were getting married.
Yeah, yeah. It was definitely I struggled with just having the guidance of like what to do.
Mhm.
A lot of what I was taught growing up was just like either toxic diet culture
Mhm.
or it was because my parents are divorced. So my mom's side, I was getting the toxic diet culture. And then on my dad's
Mhm.
side, I was getting the just eat whatever you want, like
So
live life to the
extreme. Yeah.
fullest. Yeah. So and there was a lot of because of the divorce too, there was a lot of tension between like this is good and you should do this and this
Mhm.
is bad and you shouldn't do that on both sides. So there was a lot of confusion as to what actually does a functioning adult who is at
Right.
a healthy weight do.
Mhm.
And I just didn't ever get taught that.
I know that's really tough. And I mean, that goes all the way back down to childhood then too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And going back to childhood too, you know, toxic diet culture on my mom's side, I was also getting the like food didn't ever taste good.
Mm,
And food only ever tasted good if it came, I call it outside food. If it was
yeah.
outside food, it tasted good. And if it was inside food, it
Restaurants. Yeah.
tasted bad.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a really
And
hard thing to unlearn.
yeah, so it's been a lot of, and you know, therapy's been really great for that too. But you know, therapy can only do so much. You have to
Yeah.
like bring it into the real world
Hmm.
to kind of like, you know, be a full human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what made you reach out to me and why me over any other coach?
Yeah, I really liked that your focus specifically was on like nerds and nerd culture because
Mhm.
that's what I am and that's what I resonated with. And I feel that a lot of coaches like focus on like they're like I've always been like this and why isn't everybody always like this?
Yeah.
And that's just like not me. I've kind of always been like homebody couch potato and I needed somebody who had been there and knew how
Mhm.
to get from like couch potato to like somebody who is like confident in like a revealing cosplay and that kind of thing and like the actual like why would a nerd want to be fit,
Mhm.
and I really resonated with like the reasons why you do it, and that's like the cosplay and the also just like having energy. And I feel like that's a big huge piece that a lot of people who live sedentary lives don't really even notice until it's been fixed. You know, and even for me, like I when I first started, I was taking naps on my lunch at work every single
Wow.
day because I was just exhausted.
Hmm.
And I didn't even realize it was because I wasn't feeling my body properly.
Hmm.
But yeah, and I really like that you focus on rewriting the narrative that like you don't have to have always been a sporty person, but you can turn yourself into that if that's what you want, and you can write your own story.
Hmm. Don't have to hold on to old narratives.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at your Facebook
Yeah.
story today and I was like, yeah,
I
that's
literally
my
just posted that.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like I think it's so funny because people always just assume I've always been that person. I'm like, I ran at the back of the line at PE, just like all of us. Like
Yeah, in the walk-in section,
I
you
was in the
know.
walking section.
Yeah.
Like, was there anything that almost prevented you from signing up?
Definitely. For me, it was definitely the financial piece, and
Mhm.
I just got a puppy.
Yeah.
So it both of those things I feel though worked in my favor.
Hmm.
Because the financial thing was such a big, like, okay, this
Yeah.
is like heavy. If I was gonna and my husband and I talked about this, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna spend this money, you better stick to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really kind of key to why you do it like that. It's like because you don't want half steppers,
It's true.
right? Like those kinds of people aren't going to give you, they're not going to get the results that they
Mhm.
want, and they're just not going to listen because they're
There's
just
nothing on
like
the
they're
line. Mhm.
right, one foot in, one foot out. But and as far as the puppy goes too, you know, the reason why I got a puppy was because I wanted a lifestyle change. I
Yeah.
wanted to be more active and to have a little creature that gives me an excuse to go on a walk every day. And because my life was so like up in the air and in flux,
Mhm.
I was available to make those changes and to completely restructure my life around fitness and the puppy.
I love that. What made you pull the trigger then to work with me when finances and puppy were kind of a worry?
Yeah, I knew that the way that I viewed myself was a huge barrier to
Mhm.
my own happiness. I knew that that was like my biggest barrier because I've been in therapy for about two and a half, 2, 3 years, and like the mental part is getting there, but then the physical part just wasn't kept keeping up, and I knew that that was something that was just like the biggest stepping stone that I needed to
Mhm.
get to myself to where I wanted to be whole, happy, thriving individual.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I just was like, you know what, enough's enough. I'm sick of doing this on my own, and not having the guidance
Mhm.
that I never had.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know, if this is gonna make it happen, and actually in your intake form, when you asked about the financial piece, you said like if um if it works 100%, are you willing to pay any price? And I was like, yes. If you can
Hmm.
guarantee that this works and that, oh, need that light. But if you can guarantee that this is gonna work, then I will pay whatever it costs. And
Yeah.
that's really what it came down to, is like I have this like vision of myself in my mind, and if I
Hmm.
can make that real for
Hmm.
however much it costs, why wouldn't I pay that?
Hmm. Yeah, I totally understand that and feel that because after a certain point, like grinding and grinding and grinding and seeing no changes is the most frustrating thing. And it's like if you could just like have that guide, why not take it and just have to do it once instead of having to restart over and over and over again?
Yeah.
What have been your biggest takeaways so far?
Yeah. So let's see. Just go back to minutes. So definitely my relationship with food has really improved. I really feel like I understand like all the things that everybody's been telling me that I just never listened
Yeah.
to, like, oh yeah, you should get a lot of protein. It's like, okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
then when you're actually forced to do it and you see the differences, it's like, oh, this is what everybody was talking about the whole time. And like, and I had a couple of moments where I realized like I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I don't immediately want to look away. And that was huge for me, because I just like did never know if I was going to get there, after spending so much time like just not being happy. So those two things are huge. And I'm also like super self-conscious about being around others and being perceived. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's a lot less of an issue now, which I
Mhm.
love that. And yeah. And originally, my goal too was really weight focused.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to lose 30 pounds and I want to get to this goal weight. But I really didn't know, like, okay, but what does that look like?
Hmm.
And when I saw that you were doing your recomp, and I was like, wait a minute, Sophie only
Hmm.
weighs 10 pounds less than me, but she
Yeah.
looks completely different.
Mhm.
And that was huge for me too, because I was like, wait a minute, so you're saying that I could stay the same
Mhm.
theoretically,
Mhm.
but have the body that I want and eat more and be more muscular, be stronger, and have the functional strength pieces that I want as
Mhm.
well, which is like, I can do certain yoga poses, this, that, and the
Mhm.
other, and like, and I can have that without having to starve myself,
Yeah.
and without having to obsessively step on the scale every day.
Mhm.
And I was at that point when we were doing the free part of the challenge. I was definitely on that scale every morning before I
Mhm.
got in the shower. And now I like forget to
That's
step on the scale
incredible.
because it just like doesn't matter to me really.
Mhm.
I'm seeing what I want to see in the mirror, and like that's really all that I want. And I think that's really huge for me too. And like, I'm excited to buy clothes. I'm excited to, I've always kind of been really into like the gothic aesthetic, and like I can really explore that while feeling comfortable and not like terrified that if I go into a dressing room that I'm gonna have to just like, oh, I hate all of this, and then just
Mhm.
walk out without being happy. Yeah.
Yeah. You messaged me the other day saying how excited you were to buy a swimsuit. Like, I'm so, so excited for you.
Yeah, yeah. And there's so many options out there now too, that I think is really cool. And I have a cruise coming down the pipeline in November, and it's a true crime cruise. So I'm excited to be around my kind of people wearing like
Yeah.
my kind of clothes, and like I'm excited to see what where I end up.
Yeah.
And I'm really I'm not scared to
Mhm.
see where I end up. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Like when we were talking about like, okay, it's time to start your cut, I was like, yes, finally. I'm excited to see what I've been building
Mhm.
underneath all of this. Yeah. So just looking forward to going to the gym and like gym time is me time now.
Yeah.
And it really helps with my mental health too. Like if
Mhm.
I'm angry and I've had a bad day at work, it's like, well, it's Tuesday, so at least I get to go to the gym and work it all out. So
I love that. I am so, so proud of you and all of this, like both the physical shifts, but like all of the mental shifts you've made have been so, so incredible in the time that I've known you.
yeah, it's really been huge. And like it's little
Mhm.
bits here and there. But
Mhm.
like when I look back to where I was back in January to now, I'm like completely different person.
Yeah, it's incredible. What were the biggest shifts that you've made in your life since we started working together?
Yeah, definitely prioritizing movement throughout my day
Hmm.
has been huge. Like I'm somebody that really struggles with work-life balance, and now I make a point to go on a walk twice a day during my
Love
work.
that.
And that makes me a better worker, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like if I get really antsy or like I feel like I can't focus, I go on that walk and I come back and I'm a better person for it. Um, I've also had huge increases in my energy,
Hmm.
which I never thought was possible. I'm always like a nap on a Saturday kind of girl. And now I feel like I don't have to do that. I don't feel myself like literally falling asleep if
Hmm.
I'm not actively like attempting to take naps. Um, and I have long-term goals too that are fitness related, that I feel like I'm a lot closer to getting
Yeah.
to. My end goal is I want to be a yoga teacher, and like you got to do you got to do the yoga if you want to be the yoga.
Yeah.
So those are some of the biggest things that I have, and I feel like my achieving my dreams of being a yoga teacher is so much closer. I can like feel it.
Yeah.
And that's huge to me because it's like peace of mind, and like prioritizing myself in this
Hmm.
life that I get. And it's like, well, why am I going to work for somebody to make money for them when I'm miserable?
Hmm.
And or I could just go over here and do the thing that I really like and make myself happy, and that's it.
Absolutely. And it's been really cool seeing you prioritize yourself in that way, but also have like the capacity and energy to be able to take the classes and put in the work to get that yoga certification. I've been watching you do that over the course of joining the program as well.
Yeah, yeah. And when I first started, I had the puppy and like that really wasn't possible. And I came to a crossroads where I was like, this matters to me. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna prioritize it. And I
Hmm.
feel like the starting with the working out as like
Hmm.
starting with that, like this
Yeah.
matters to me, so I'm gonna prioritize it. I was able to apply it to other areas of my life
Yeah.
that matter to me.
You've started advocating for yourself in so many different places in your life, not just with working out, but just like prioritizing your needs and stuff and being able to speak up for those things. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, but like speaking up in the gym too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to do this machine, but I see that there's this other girl on it. Like, hey, can you teach me how to do that? And
Mhm.
like that was huge too, because like I don't like talking to people. I just really don't. Um, but like, hey, it's okay. You can ask for help. And like, who knows? Maybe I made that girl's day.
Yeah,
You never know.
that's incredible. So, where is your health journey right now?
Yeah, right now, definitely focusing on strength
Hmm.
and like conditioning is huge for
Hmm.
me right now. I'm really focused on stamina. I feel like
Yeah.
is my biggest piece, because I can lift really heavy, but not for very long. And I do really enjoy the getting to lift heavy, and I want to keep doing that. Um, yeah, I just really want to continue doing what I'm doing right now. And like, even after this program ends, I definitely see myself continuing what I'm doing and maybe even adding on more, just because of like the yoga piece. Like, I really, really I look forward to doing that. So I
Mhm.
want to add more of it into my life.
I love that. What tangible results have you received from the program?
Well, I've definitely lost inches, like for
Hmm.
sure. I'm
Yeah.
getting a little of my
Your face has
jawline coming
changed a
back.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. That's been really huge for me because like I do carry a lot of weight in my face as well. So yeah, it's been really nice to see, like, to look back and like
Hmm.
before and after pictures. Another tangible thing is definitely like actually taking the before and afters.
Hmm.
I was definitely like putting the brakes on at the beginning. I was like, I hate doing this, I don't want to do it. But I'm so glad that I did. And I think that is like connected to that is discipline too.
Hmm.
I definitely like looking at my previous attempts at fitness, the discipline was definitely lacking. And yeah, having discipline in, you know, in this and fitness,
Hmm.
in when I say I'm going to do something, actually doing it, and like
Yeah.
meal prepping and all that stuff. And like I can cook now. I have like a full set of recipes that I make every couple of weeks for my husband and I, which is huge. And you know, like there was a lot of, he was taking on a lot of responsibility with the cooking before, and
Hmm.
now we more equally share that load, which I love, because I you never want things to be unequal in a
Hmm.
relationship, and I just really like that it's more even now, and we're eating real food that's like
Yeah.
that tastes good, which like who
Hmm.
knew, you know.
Yeah, especially you talk about inside food versus outside food. Like your inside food's good now too, and you guys can enjoy it
Yeah, yeah.
together.
Yeah, I brought the outside food inside. I found a whole bunch of dupes for restaurant food that I really liked, that I was like, I can do this.
Hmm.
So things like the shepherd's pie from Cheesecake Factory, I make that. I make the zuppa toscana from Olive Garden. So that's definitely been huge too. Is like, you know, if what's good about the outside food, and let's bring that in, let's make that happen here. And it's really cool too because I can control what goes in.
Hmm.
Like the zuppa toscana at Olive Garden, they put bacon in that, and for me that's too much, so
Hmm.
I take that out and add mushrooms instead because I love
Yeah.
mushrooms. So yeah, it's been really awesome to feel, not only feel like I have more control,
Hmm.
but that it's not obsessive control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So, what internal mindset shifts have you made since we started working together?
Well, it's been huge. I would say that I'm not even anywhere close to where I was when I started. When I started, I just had a lot of negative self-talk about the way that I looked. And I wasn't okay with where I was. And I didn't know how to get to where I wanted to be. And that's a really difficult place to be, is like when you're like, I know that I don't like where I'm at, but I don't know what to do about it. And now I feel like I have the tools to say, okay, I don't like this one thing, so, and but I know that now that I can do X, Y, and Z to get myself to where I want to be. And also being patient and being consistent, because it's really easy to do it for 2 months. You see no results.
Yeah.
When in fact you do have results. It's just like you always look at yourself every day, so you don't
Don't
see the
realize.
right, right. And yeah, just sticking to a thing and allowing it to work itself out
Hmm.
has been huge as well. And yeah, and just telling myself that I can,
Yeah.
is huge too. You know, like I can be a yoga teacher. I can get my body to the way that I want it to be. I can
Hmm.
get stronger. It's just like you gotta actually do it. I feel like I had all these like grand ideas, but then I just didn't really have any idea of how to get there, and now I do.
Now there's like an actual tangible pathway. It's like if you accomplish one thing, you can accomplish all the things. It like really gives you that confidence to just keep moving forward.
Yeah, definitely.
How has your experience been in general in the program?
It's been awesome. To be honest, I tell anybody who asks me,
Hmm.
I tell them all about it. And you know, I don't always say like to go contact zombie immediately,
Yeah.
because a lot of people aren't ready for it. A lot of people aren't
Sure.
ready to make the change,
Hmm.
to be completely honest. And like you have to be open to the change,
Hmm.
and you have to be able to like say, this is going to be a major lifestyle change, and I have to be able to stick with it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just aren't, they don't want that. They want the instant results without making any changes. Yeah.
Yeah, I say that a lot, especially when I go on calls and stuff with people. I'm like, I can't want this for you more than you want it for yourself. Like, I can't go and do the workouts for you. I can write you the perfect plan, but like, you have to want this for yourself. I can help you get you there, but this is something you have to want.
Yeah, definitely. It's not easy. It's not.
No.
And I think that a lot of people, especially now with the current culture, a lot of people want things immediately and they want it
Hmm.
easily. And this is one of those things where if you want it to if you want it to stick and you want it to be your life, you have to make it your life. And that's really just the only way it goes.
It's so true. And it's, yeah, you have to make the like full lifestyle change. But I would say like going slow and like consistent the way you have, it makes it a lot harder to fall back to old habits.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't want to.
yeah,
I feel so much better now. Like why would I want to do that?
exactly.
And like I'm getting so many more things done. I feel
Mhm.
like I'm a more productive person. I feel like I'm more present in my life, which is huge for me too. I did struggle with a lot with being present.
Mhm.
And now that I can actually like be here with my
Mhm.
with my family and my pets and everybody, it's really awesome. And I wouldn't trade it for I wouldn't trade it for my couch potato lifestyle.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with the program?
10. If somebody came to me and they were like, I am at my wit's end, what do I do? Please help. I'd be like, well, here's Zombie's contact information because she can get you on the right path. I truly feel that for me specifically, this program, this path was exactly what I needed. I needed my checklist. I needed my here's what you do. And that's really that was my path. And it's not for everybody. If you're not a quest kind of
Mhm.
person, it's not for you. But I feel like a lot of gamers are.
Mhm.
If you've got your quest log, you just got to complete it.
Mhm. Little manageable tasks throughout the day, and it all
Hmm.
adds up into something bigger.
Yeah, definitely.
If someone was considering working with me, what would you tell them?
I would say only do it if you're really serious about making a change.
Mhm.
It doesn't work if someone's forcing you.
Mhm.
And you have to, yeah, it requires a major lifestyle change and a shift that should be lifelong. This should be you building your ideal body, your ideal routine for the rest of your life, because ultimately
Mhm.
we only get one body, and you got to take care of it. And if you don't, you see, as you get older, you see the consequences of that. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, and like I'm 28 now, and I'm just now starting to see the consequences. And it's like, wow, okay, yeah, I don't want things to get worse. I want things to get better.
Mhm.
But yeah, so you have to be open to the change that you're asking for. Um, you know, this path is not easy, but it's, I believe, for a lot of people, it is the right path.
Mhm.
And there's just so much out there that's toxic, that teaches you just to like murder your body. And this is not that.
No, not, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's about working with your body
Not against
to,
it.
right, right. Like, yeah, your body needs sleep. Yeah, your body needs protein. Like, duh.
Is there anything else you would want to add or any advice that you would give everyone watching this video?
Um, hmm, I would say if you have an idea in your mind of what you want, no matter how delusional it is,
Mhm.
follow that.
Yeah.
So I was watching I love drag performers. I was
Mhm.
watching Sugar and Spice
Mhm.
talking on the Very Delta podcast, and they said something that really resonated with me is that Um, it's okay to be Delulu as long as you are living that fantasy and that's the fantasy that you want to live. So
Hmm.
take that Delulu and make it real because you're the only person that can.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. I'm gonna be stealing that from now on too.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. If you don't listen to the Very Delta
Yeah,
podcast, you
that's
should.
lovely.
She is hilarious. Yeah, love her. Love her.
If you're a self-proclaimed nerd who wants to feel more confident and energized without giving up your gaming time or your favorite foods, I want to help. Join my Discord community at the link down below. There you'll find other like-minded nerds who are looking to work on their fitness journeys. We have free resources, community challenges, book club, movie nights, as well as craft nights. You don't have to feel alone on this fitness journey. And if you're looking for more one-on-one support, book a call with me down below so we can discuss how I can help you get to your health goals. Remember, you don't have to choose between being a nerd and being fit. You can absolutely be both. Let's level up your health while you stay true to who you are. I'll see you in the next one.